Welcome back to the Up and Adam Show. So excited to get him in here. Two-time Pro Bowl tight end, spending time with the Broncos, the Jags, the Dolphins. In his 7-year illustrious career, he's made an impact, of course, on and off the field with clinical health psychology work with athletes across the country. Julius Thomas, long time no see, too long.
I know, it has been a little bit. And I think last time I was on the show, I made you a promise about the Broncos. I think they had just took a really bad L, and you were asking, what's it going to look like for the rest of the year? What do you think about Sean Payton? And I told you that I believe in him, and I think he's going to get things turned around. And, you know, sometimes we fall right.
What is the so tell me about this Broncos team. Did they exceed your high expectations? And do you think that they're, with this quarterback change, but now Sean's got his roots in, he's had a whole offseason, how much better will they be than last year?
So that's a hard question to answer because he's a rookie quarterback. But I predict, again, hear it here first, this is just my opinion, but I think that Bo Nix is going to have a great season this year. I think he was the type of quarterback that I wanted to see in Sean Payton's system. I mean, for him to be able to go to Auburn, to Oregon, and to be able to learn a complex offense, execute at a high level, accurate passer, and I'm not the statistician, and I'm sure somebody on your team can help us out more, but he doesn't seem that different in size and stature from a really good quarterback that Sean Payton has had before.
Now, Julius Thomas, are you saying that Bo Nix is the week 1 starter? Because there's a lot of hype around the Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be Bo Nix. I do think so.
Can you expand on that? Why him? Because there is a lot of steam that it's going to be Zach Wilson. Why do you think Sean will use Bo instead of Zach?
Well, one of the things that I did for a good portion of my life was catch passes. And if you ask a pass catcher, what's the most important thing? It's accuracy. And if you've got one of the most accurate quarterbacks sitting in that backfield, you're going to want that guy to be throwing the ball. I mean, I got a chance to watch him play a couple of times at Oregon this year. And I mean, he was on the money with that ball placement. And that's huge in the NFL.
I was taking a look at some numbers yesterday. You're saying I got stats people and whatever I do, my friend. And let's take a look here. You battled through injuries, especially in the beginning of your career. You weren't getting a ton of looks. What was the moment you made the Broncos realize they need to get you the ball more? What was it that sort of, got everyone to take notice that you were so special?
No, that's a great question. And I did have to go through some injury battles in my career. But I do the thing that I encourage people to do when I'm working with athletes at college, professional level. I tell them, you got to go kick ass in practice. Like, practice is where you prove to the people in the building that are going to make those decisions about what you can bring to the team. And, that second year, I was like inactive, active. So I was going to every game, but I wasn't even getting a jersey on my pads. But, that's when I really started to dial into the mental performance part and start thinking about, okay, what are the things in my control that I can do? And I used to always just try to go give the defense fits. Guys would come up to me and they'd be like, Julius, man, like, hey, it's been a long season. I'm tired. Like, do you have to run full speed today in practice? Yes, the answer is yes. And I'll be running full speed and I'll be trying to make all these plays in practice so that the people upstairs, they have a decision to make. And you always want to put that pressure on the decision makers to get you in the game and get you the ball. And fortunately for me, I got to play with a great quarterback that was able to do that.
So it was the decision makers upstairs and not, I would have guessed Peyton Manning was the one who was like, hello, can we get him the ball more? No?
No, I mean, there was a time I remember in my second year, and, I always talk about the power of a person believing in you and having that right thing to say in the right moment. Yeah. And I'll never forget, I was like kind of in a downtime and just, grinding away. And we were in the elevator and Peyton walks in and he's like, hey, JT, man, I just want you to know, like, we see what you're doing out there at practice. And I was like, yes. Like, this was a sign that, it was starting to turn in some people's minds of, let's let this guy run loose. We could have some fun.
It's so funny. That's like all it takes, right? All it takes is one comment from this dude and you feel good. Did those comments fly out of Peyton Manning's mouth often? Or was he did they mean more because it was rare to get that sort of a comment from him? Or was he constantly giving that feedback?
I think that probably what makes him one of the best leaders is he's really great at giving feedback, but the feedback is not always, a superlative. He has probably one of the highest standards that we've ever seen. Every detail matters. So when you get a good compliment from P, especially when you're a second year guy playing football for 3 total years in your life, and the guy that you played with or on video games you look up to, like Peyton Manning, says, "Hey, we see you," and keep making noise in practice. Like, for me, that was huge. And I actually took every single rep for the tight ends in that OTAs going into my 3rd year to really earn and prove. I mean, that's what the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s, to make sure that I got the reps and show them what I could do. But coming into that 3rd year, I was ready to go. And Peyton did a great job of incorporating me in the offense and finding ways to give me the ball.
Sounds like OTAs really matter, Julius.
Now, exactly, in that last segment. Now, if you're Edgerrin James and you're the guy, it is voluntary. But if you're on practice squad or if you're at the bottom of the roster, it's mandatory. Voluntary.
Well said by you. I need to know everything I need to know about Brian Callahan, Julius Thomas. That's why you're here. You spent all 4 of your years in Denver working with him as an offensive assistant. He's the new head coach down in Tennessee. Tell me everything I need to know, and the Titans need to know, and Amy needs to know about this man taking over.
Well, I think one of the things that stood out, we call him Callie. And one of the things that Callie does that I think is really special is he's a thinker. He's a true analytical guy, not from a numbers standpoint, but I'm talking about from like the game and being able to look at the pieces and how they work together and understand defenses, understand offenses, and how to create space and get people the ball. I mean, Callie was the guy that was running cards when I was on the, doing practice squad reps in that 2nd year when I wasn't playing. And so him and I had a good times to get to know each other. And I think that they got a brilliant offensive mind there in Tennessee. I hear, I'm not going to say I'm the most dialed into the news, but it looks like they're trying to change up what that Tennessee offense has been for the greater part of a decade and get the ball in the air a little bit and get kind of the modern day system. And I don't think they could have found a better guy than Callie. I mean, the effort that he puts in, student of the game, studies what he does, understands offense at probably the highest level possible. I think they got a great one.
I mean, Hopkins and Ridley, let's go.
Hey, it's easy. I keep telling you, Kate, put the ball in the air. Running, it's great, but, women need to do that as a change of pace. And let's just keep airmailing that thing.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have Derrick Henry, so it'll be interesting to see. That offense is absolutely going to change, but we'll see. It sounds like Callie is up to the task and has Julius Thomas's approval. Let's get your tight end right. Like, who do I need to know about? There's a lot of Travis Kelce talk. There's always Kittle talk. There's Mark Andrews at a full healthy season talk. Isaiah Likely, that's going to be a really, I think, sexy tandem out in Baltimore. Is there a tight end that I need to be talking about more this season?
I'm not going to say that I watch the most college football, but I watched a little bit. And I'm really excited about Brock Bowers from Georgia.
All right.
Right. It's not often you get a tight end that has the type of college pedigree that he has. And, he seemed to me like a guy that has a silky, kind of smooth athleticism that's going to fit well in the NFL. He does a lot of the things at a high level, making great plays with his hands. But for me, I like to really watch the kind of route runner people are. And if you're able to run routes in a way that we call it, you can't be sticky. Like, people can't just attach to you and now you're running a route with the DB hanging from you. And I think he does a really good job of creating space and being really elusive as he's running down the field. So I think he would be one to watch. He's going to be in Oakland. He's going to have a great opportunity to come in and play first rounder. So he would be my one to watch.
I think Aiden O'Connell, if he's a starter, even if it's Minshew, a veteran backup as a start, what a security blanket. We're hearing glowing things out of camp from him. Michael Mayer, his tight end coach, saying that he is basically a phenom as a rookie. So that's one to watch from Julius Thomas, which we're excited about as well. Are you not excited about Marcedes Lewis? Because we got to talk about this. What is he drinking? What is his regimen? This is his 19th season. He just signed with the Bears. He's 40 years old. Caleb Williams was 4 years old when Marcedes Lewis was drafted. What are the advantages? Listen, these NFL teams, as you know, anything's an advantage. What is he bringing at 40 years old to that locker room?
No, man. I had the pleasure of playing with Marcedes down there in Jacksonville for a couple of years, and him and I actually developed a really good relationship on and off the field. But one of the things that you can't teach is that type of experience. I mean, to be in 19 different locker rooms, or not different locker rooms, but seasons of being in that locker room, man, the experience he has, the type of professional he is. I mean, you got to watch this guy work in pre-practice. Like, getting a chance to play with him helped me elevate what I was doing in pre-practice, because he is on every little detail. He's consummate professional, taking care of his body off the field. I mean, and on top of everything else, just what a tremendous athlete, like freak athlete. The guy's like 6'7", 200, probably 80 pounds. He can run, he can block.
Can he still run? I mean, we're talking about all this stuff. You're talking about playing with him with the Jags. Like, I was taking out student loans when he was 31 back then. That was almost 10 years ago. What sort of freak of nature thing are we experiencing here? And you don't seem surprised by this, that he's still going.
No, I actually had a chance to talk to him pregame last year when I went to watch the Bears play the Saints. And I was talking to him. I was like, man, how long are you going to keep playing? And he was like, man, I want to get the record. And so I knew at that point, he was committed. And he loves football. He's always loved football, something that means so much to him. So am I surprised that Marcedes Lewis is going into his 19th season? No, because I see the way he works. I see the way he takes care of himself. And good genes never hurts. And he is a true athlete. So he's going to be able to hang in there and give the business to some of these young guys, I'm sure.
And I imagine it's like a coach in the huddle.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
Caleb.
Not just a coach, but kind of like a calming presence, right? He's seen it before. He's been in that situation. And what a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of different energy levels in a huddle, right? Some people are really confident. Some people are nervous. You got, rookie quarterback coming in there. A guy like Marcedes Lewis comes into the huddle and says, all right, guys, we're good. Hey, we got this. Hey, let's just focus on executing. Hey, first down, touchdown, that kind of stuff. It's big. I mean, sometimes in team sports, you have to feed off the confidence or calm of other people. And Marcedes is going to bring that in spades.
And the record we're talking about is the seasons in the NFL, right? For non-quarterback.
For the tight end. Longest seasons in the tight end.
20 seasons is the record for non-QB kicker or punter.
What's the record for a tight end? I think was Gonzalez was at 18, right?
We had it in the meeting this morning, but they didn't put it in my notes. What is it, guys? It's written on the screen. 3 games shy of Jason Witten's record for games played by a tight end. I don't know how many it is, but he's 3 games shy. So he'll get those. He'll get those off the jump, and he's at 268, and it's 271 that he's trying to beat, which is, I think it's also just like the way he plays. It's not like he's out there like, this is a dude who blocks his ass off, and always will. And at the age of 40, will go out there and do that. I'm really, really excited to see what Chicago looks like. Before we let you go, I want you to tell me about what is going on with Optimal Performance, your client list, Casual, Julius Lululemon, Miami Dolphins, NFL PA, San Antonio Spurs, Jacksonville Jags, Bacardi. What's going on?
No, it's actually been great. I mean, one of the commitments that I made when I was leaving the game of football was that I really wanted to understand mental health and well-being. Like, I saw that, the things the guys in the locker room, myself included, we went through struggles. And I used to always say, man, somebody should help that guy. Somebody should help that guy. And then one day I realized if you're the one that notices it, you should be the person that's going out there to try to make a difference in that area. And it's been a long grind for me, leaving the game in 2017. 6 years now in my graduate health psychology program, where I'm almost finished with that, and we're excited. But I had the ability to start a company a year and a half ago. And really what I wanted to do is bring my two worlds together, being a lifelong obsessed high performer, but then also understanding the health and wellness, and really be able to provide people with a comprehensive system that they can use to manage that work-life balance, to be at their peak professionally and personally. I mean, I talk about this concept of the cost of high performance. When you look at what happens with mental health issues, substance use, relationship challenges, like chronic illness and disease, and you go, man, this stuff is growing and growing, and we talk about it, but what are we doing about it? And optimal performance was why my way of providing like high-performing teams, individuals, and organizations with a system that they can use, that they can trust, that's supported by science, to figure out, okay, how do I keep all of this in mind at the same time? How do I get to be who I want to be professionally, but at the same time, make sure that I'm taking care of my health and well-being. So this is my passion. This is what I've been able to do at a really high level now. And I'm excited to keep growing the company and helping as many people as possible.
Going pretty well for you, I gotta say, and I can tell it's your passion. It's amazing. I can't wait to hear the other. By the next time I see you, don't forget the little people, okay? Don't forget to come visit me. It's optimal.
No worry, I'm coming.
optimalperformancesystem.com to learn about the tools, the resources Julius and his team have developed for success and all these amazing partnerships, which is amazing. If you could pick before you go, you know, I just keep thinking like, you look like you're in pretty good shape, Julius. Like I feel like, you know, Marcedes Lewis is playing still. Whatever. If you could pick one NFL team that you'd have to go and like sweat for, give it all to, where are you going? Your pick.
And that's a great question. One NFL team. It's got to be somebody that's throwing the ball, like really putting the thing up in the air. You know what? We were talking about our guy, Aaron Rodgers. And I would say that would not be a bad place to go spend a season. Aaron Rodgers has always been known for delivering the ball and the money, extending plays. Yeah. That's when you need a tight end, right? Safety valve. The Jets might be the best opportunity. I mean, there could be a lot of fun to be had in New York with Aaron Rodgers back there.
They need to add something. They don't need to, but I like Garrett. I like Mike Williams. That's fine. But I feel like, you know, I like these playmakers, but I would like some depth. I would like, you know, you in the end zone, just making it easy for that 40-year-old coming off an Achilles. I'm down for that. Hey, Jets, I keep telling the Jets, make a move. The Jets need to pull. This sounds like it could maybe just, you know, but wait till the playoffs. Okay? Let's
exactly, yeah. I mean, you guys get me down to the 10.
There we go.
Once we're 10 and in, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll go in there and make space, sure hands, like, hey, we'll get this thing rolling.
You work on optimal performance. Keep growing that thing. Light gym work. Keep it nice, and then we'll talk to you in January, okay?
Exactly. The Jets bring me in, come talk to the team in August, and then just hold on to me, and I'll show back up in January.
Julius, I'm so glad we figured this all out here today. We appreciate you so much and the insights. Nice to talk to you, and congrats on all the success.
So good to see you as well. Remember my prediction. I was right last year. I think I'll be right again, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to have to gloat a little bit.
We love a confident tight end on the program. We love it. Bo Nix coming to stadiums near you starting week 1. Okay, short.